Hello, I am Graham Reaper. Welcome to Xbox Tavern's review of Bartlow's Dread Machine on the Xbox One. Developed by Beat Games Inc. and Tribe Toy, and published by Beat Games Inc., Bartlow's Dread Machine prompts a key word for me, and that is interesting. The title of the game is interesting, the concept is interesting, and even the story is interesting. But unfortunately, interesting doesn't always mean awesome or even enjoyable. You and a partner, if you have a friend to play with locally, as there's no online co-op, play as officers stroke special agents, who are trying to rescue President Teddy Roosevelt, who has been kidnapped. You have to pursue the kidnappers across 6 different worlds, with a large variety of different enemies and bosses to contend with. You can use and unlock a variety of different guns and characters outside of the early 1900s, when I assume the game is supposed to be set. Spoiler though, maybe one of the first characters I unlocked was a zombified General Custer, so I wouldn't deem the game to be historically reliable. The game does feel like you're playing a part of an automated mechanical storytelling device, which as I said earlier is interesting. The graphics look crisp, and all the characters and backdrops look great, and really give that mechanical toy feel to it. The music has a feel of someone playing the piano in a saloon in an old style western film. The game is a dual-stick arcade shooter. It could be considered a rail shooter, but only in its literal sense, as your character is restricted to moving across a rail-stroke track. The screen slides to the right, and you have to move along the track, shooting at enemies and hiding behind well-placed blockades. You do have a dodge-stroke parry button, which if timed right can allow you to deflect bullets. The screen view can sometimes change to a long-range view or an overhead view to mix up the action of the game. Also in the later stages there are ricochet panels, which you will need to use to hit certain enemies or switches. The game has 5 difficulty levels from easy to impossible for those that just want to play through the game or those that really want a hardcore challenge. Each stage involves you surviving onslaughts of enemies and collecting the loot they drop on the way. There are occasional checkpoints, health points and ammo caches along the way to assist you. The checkpoints are frequent, which is nice, although it does make you wonder how tough the game is if they need this many in each level. Collecting the loot enemies drop is important to buying upgrades however, and it is a bugger to do so. Sometimes you kill an enemy a few rails over, and you have to move your character all around the rail just to pick up that money, which stays on the ground for only a few seconds before disappearing, and it is very important to collect it, as all the upgrades are very expensive and this game is quite stingy with the money. The upgrades come in a form of different guns and different clothes for your character to wear. The guns vary in spread and damage as you would expect, but also have limited ammo. If you run out of ammo, then you are reverted to a single, slow-firing pistol to keep you alive until the next ammo cache in the stage. The different clothes offer different perks, from making the enemies drop more loot, to either taking less damage or increasing the damage you deal out. You can also purchase an elixir, which is a single-use item that you can use once per stage. The elixirs offer different things, from restoring your health to increasing your rate of fire, increasing your movement speed, or taking less damage for a small period of time. So in conclusion, although the story is a little thin and basic, this game does deliver a decent inventive game. The restrictive movement across the rails makes the game challenging and very frustrating at times as you can get caught up trying to change onto a different rail. But the concept is interesting and unique. It does genuinely feel like you are playing a mechanical arcade game at times. The game is way more enjoyable with a friend, as it can get a bit dull and repetitive on your own. But if you enjoy dual-stick shooters, then this unique take on the genre should be well worth a look. So check out Xbox Tavern for the full review and scores, like this video and subscribe for more content, and enjoy your stay at the Xbox Tavern.